What do you do if you wake up in the middle of the night and see a pair of eyes staring at you from the other side of the bed? That's exactly what happened to a woman, and when she turned on the light, what she saw made her scream. The night before, the woman had gone to sleep on her side. Now, she slowly opened her eyes. All she could see was the top of the bed and the wall next to her. But then she noticed something strange. There was a man's shoe sticking out from under the bed. It was big and brown and definitely not her boyfriend's. She tried to keep calm. She didn't want to attract any attention. She needed to get out of there without being seen. But then she remembered. She had left her phone on the bedside table on the other side of the bed, out of arm's reach. If she called for help now, would he hear her? Would he come over and check? The woman began inching forward on the bed, keeping her eyes fixed on the shoe. She had to get that phone. Every move she made put her in greater danger. This shoe could slip out from under the bed, revealing her position. But she had to take the risk. As she reached for the phone, her fingers brushed against something. She froze, holding her breath, waiting for what felt like an eternity. But nothing happened. Slowly, she reached out again, grabbed the phone and hit the emergency button. Just as she did, a whisper cut through the silence of the room. It was a man's voice, raspy and low, and it sent shivers down her spine. Don't move. She hadn't noticed him before, but now she saw the outline of a man sitting at the end of the bed, his eyes gleaming in the darkness. He was tall and muscular, and his gaze was fixed on her, making her feel trapped and helpless. The camera tightened on the shoe as the man shifted, his eyes never leaving hers. She dialed 911, her finger trembling on the screen. But as the seconds ticked by, she knew that help might not arrive in time. With a surge of adrenaline, she threw the phone away from her, hoping to distract him just long enough to make a run for it. But the man was faster than she expected. He lunged towards her, his face contorted with a mixture of anger and determination. In a panic, she scrambled backwards, her heart pounding in her chest. As she stared into his eyes, she realized that she wasn't just fighting for her own safety, but for her very survival. This man meant her harm, and she had to do whatever it took to escape his grasp. But why? Why did he break into her home? What did he want from her? These questions raced through her mind, but there was no time for answers. She had to focus on escaping. As the man closed in on her, she looked around frantically for a way out, her eyes searching for an escape. She was trapped, and the realization sent a chill down her spine. She was trapped with a killer. The air grew heavy with tension as the man advanced, his every move a step closer to catching her. Time seemed to slow down, each second stretching into an eternity. She could feel his hot breath on her neck, hear the pounding of his heart, the sound of her own pulse echoing in her ears. Then, just as suddenly as it began, it was over. The man collapsed, clutching his chest, his eyes wide with surprise. In that moment, she saw not just a killer, but a victim. Too, a victim like her. What had happened? Had he been poisoned? Was this the end of her nightmare? Or was it just the beginning? Click here for more stories like this.